reconstructing the crime scene of the killing of a 23-year-old girl, Barbara, on the 1st of September 2024 at the Makuka neighborhood in Limbe by his suspect, Epie Vitalis Mbong, before the State Council Mba Azeme Aurelien and the Fako National Gendarmerie Company Commander, Captain Atuba Justin Alex, for them to better ascertain what transpired. Epie claimed he picked up Barbara at a Down Beach relaxation site and took her to his house, agreeing to pay her the sum of 25,000 francs CFA for her companionship. However, things did not go well after the encounter, as Epie gave Barbara 6,000 francs CFA instead of the 25,000 francs CFA as initially agreed.
So me pay transfer go. As I put my bag, so I turn now, I take my shop. I wear them. They tell me say that money I give na for it to say you know correct. I don't know about delay this.
Leading into a scuffle that led to Epie pushing Barbara to hit her head, resulting to her death.
I take my phone. You see, I do that kind of thing. I say be the kind of town. I take my phone, knock and down. After that vex, I jam skin my face.
Later that night, Epie single-handedly carried and
Hello everyone and welcome to Issues by Elsie. Thanks for stopping by. If this is your first time, please do not forget to click on the notification bell so that you will be the first to receive our videos once we get them, once we send them out. You see, it's always a very sad thing when someone loses their lives over what you call stupidity. It becomes very sad. Very sad. Because you can't help but be like, what was she thinking? In the case of this Barbara girl, of course, let me say, people like to take risk. But as a young girl, I just had it in my mind not to take certain risk. And this was one of it. Yeah. So allegedly, what you've watched is a crime scene being replayed. This guy meets Barbara and decides, and hotel convinces her at the meeting Down Beach in Limbe, Cameroon, Southern Cameroon. And he agrees to pay her 25,000 CFA francs. That's about, let's say, $50. Yeah, $40–50 for him to go and sleep with her. And so after they agree, look at the phone. I want you to go replay this video and look at the place where Barbara accepted that this guy will take her and go and sleep with her for 25,000 CFA francs. Look at the room. It's not even furnished. The walls are not plastered. He has, I don't even think it has windows or whatever. And look at the bed. Barbara, a young, beautiful girl, is willing to climb on a bed like that and sleep with the man, cover her eyes and sleep with the man, and take 25,000. She believes in her myopic mind. Let me use that word. Don't say I'm insulting the dead. Now we're talking to the living. Yeah. Barbara, in her myopic mind, believes that the guy who lives in that apartment or that room that looks like that living with her. Dear brothers and sisters and viewers of Issues by Elsie, if he had 25,000 CFA, wouldn't he plaster that room with it? At least to even make it look somehow. Wouldn't he even put some kind of a chair that will make sense there? At least look appealing for bringing in a girl. And then you, Barbara of a girl, after dressing like, if you at all you dressed like we see in her pictures that are being pasted, you dressed up like that and you took your two-legged legs and went into a room like that, accepting to climb on a bed like that, on furnished walls like that for 25,000. You are not even serious. You see, that's why we say when you want to. I once told my aunt, when I graduated from the university, she told me to meet her down in La Republique, Yaoundé. She wanted me to come, she would help me get a job. So she sent me to a couple of friends in the mayor councils and things like that. And anywhere I went, I just had a problem. I just had an issue because I just realized I couldn't fit in. But I remember there was a discussion that came up, and there was a guy that was coming after me. He was a police officer or something like that. And my aunt wanted me to date the guy because, you know, if I dated the guy, since she was the one who brought me around that environment, then she will probably be getting tips or something from the guy and things like that. But I was not just even going for it. And I remember one day I told her, I said, look, auntie, even if I don't get a job and I decide that it is runs, like they call it, or prostitution that I want to do, right? If I decide that in this Yaoundé La Republique, there's no job, I just want to sleep but with men and make it because I have gone for the jobs, they don't want to give me the jobs, or there's always a story behind a job. I told my aunt, I will not have to use two men to open up one of the biggest supermarkets they have in the Yaoundé area. There is called Nikki. I told my aunt, if I will have to sleep with a man for money, it's Nikki we are talking about that I will be running nationwide. My aunt looked at me like I was mad. I said, yes, auntie, if it has gotten to that point where I will have to open my legged legs for a man for money, we're gonna be having Nikki in my name. Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure that I will have it all over the nation. From that day, my aunt stopped bothering me. It's amazing how young girls think, or do not even think, because the desperation and we no longer want to sell granules, sell peanuts, wash plates, dry clean and clean houses for money, go to the farm and work. Go to Barbara, she probably wouldn't want to go to the farm. She'll tell you she can't go to the farm. But she's willing to go and sleep in an uncompleted house like that for a guy who claims he has 25,000 CFA to hand it over to her just because of sex. But look at his room. She's willing to go sleep there. That's just a myopic mindset that is dangerous for anyone out there. And if this is your mindset as Barbara, you will continue to be destroyed like this. If Barbara was selling peanuts, the only unfortunate thing that can happen is that maybe a vehicle knocked her down. And then you and I will not even be talking about it, right? We would be prosecuting and feeling really bad and sad because she's doing that endless work and all that. But going to sleep with a nincompoop like this, who can't even fix his room, and make it look appropriate to receive a girl, and then you, the girl in question, you think it's okay to walk in there dressed, climb on such a bed, with such a wall, with the mindset that 25,000 is gonna land. If he had 25,000, like I said, he fix his room. Yeah, that's the first thing he do. He fix his room before even bringing somebody in there. And so in your mind, you should know when you get into a room like that, there's no 25,000 available in such a room. It's just that simple. And so you walk in there and you walk out. And plus, even if they have 25,000, that's not where they should be taking you. If it is just a hookup or whatever, you'll be heading to the hotel and having some gourmet meal before even, and having energy before the act. Don't say I'm teaching a prostitution or whatsoever. What I'm just simply saying is, you see these sex you offer for money, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. If you're gonna offer sex to any,
I invite you to keep regular dates with me on my new series of Issues by Elsie on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook.
and thanks for joining me on this journey.